Hey there! In this commentary we are going to discuss the question, are video games a waste of time? So, we probably all play video games, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Or we played video games once in our life, So, first of all, I gotta admit, I think video games are sometimes some kind of waste of time. It's kind of hard to put that into words, but when I was younger, I played for hours and hours and hours, and the first video games I played, they were single-player games, like Pokemon on the Game Boy or something like that, all these old games, or Tetris. Yeah, Tetris, oh my god, the greatest game ever, probably. But yeah, so we played these video games when we were younger, and they were all single-player games because multiplayer wasn't, a feature back then. Or you could play the first video games on the NES, or how all these small consoles were called, so you could probably have some kind of multiplayer experience. And, I think we all wasted some time with that, because, come on, Tetris. Tetris is a funny game, but you can't just play 4 hours straight of Tetris, because it's always the same, and it's just, a kind of a weird game. So, and up to now, I am thinking, sometimes I'm playing too much video games, and sometimes they are some kind of waste of time. But there's another side to this, and that's the side that's important for me. Through playing video games, I actually met some guys that I would have never met if I hadn't played video games, because they were living on the other, other parts of Germany, or they were living on other parts of the planet even. So I couldn't, I couldn't meet them in person. It would be impossible. And one of these guys, for example, I met about maybe 4 years ago, and we are still talking, not every day, but we are talking sometimes, so. And we are playing together Battlefield 3, and yeah, we are just having a good time, and he's a great person to talk to. He's a very funny guy, and, that's just amazing. Or 3-4 years ago, I met my girlfriend through a video game. It was Counter-Strike Source. So, playing video games actually brought me closer to some persons on this planet. It led to a relationship. It brought me some kind of friendships. And today, as I'm posting videos on YouTube, I actually met guys from Norway. Hello. I met people from the United Kingdom. I met from United States, from Singapore. This guy from Singapore. I actually can't pronounce his name right now because my tongue feels kind of tired, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, I met lots of guys from all around the world, and that's just because I play video games. You could argue it's just because of YouTube, but if I wouldn't play video games and put up videos on YouTube about these video games I play, I wouldn't have met these guys. So by playing video games, I actually met new people, and I met people I wouldn't have been able to meet in person any other way. I could probably hop on some kind of chat room and meet people from, other parts of the world, but as we all know, 90% of them are fake, so that's totally pointless. So video games really brought me some friendships. They brought me, interesting people. People that have other opinions, that have other cultures. So I learned about other cultures, and wow, that's just about, just from playing video games. It's just awesome for me. And it's kind of ridiculous too, but it's awesome. You play video games, you meet other people, and of course video games have, developed some other skills I wouldn't have developed otherwise. Maybe, my reaction time, I think it's kind of better. I am able to pay attention to details that I probably wouldn't have paid attention to, because in video games, if you run around, you have to pay attention to sounds, to textures, to movement, to it's a strategic kind of thinking. So these are skills you actually develop during playing a video game. Okay, if you start playing a video game, like, you sit around in a corner and you just wait for someone to pass, and you empty your whole clip in his back, and he suddenly falls to the ground and is dead. If you play them like this, you probably haven't learned anything at all. But if you are kind of an aggressive player, or, a patrolling player like me, you just learn some things, you develop these kinds of skills. There are games out there like Counter-Strike Source that really, really need a certain kind of skills to be able to play them properly and good. You know, you need the ability to hear your enemy, you need the ability to know where a certain sound comes from, what a certain kind of sound is, and you need to make strategic decisions within a couple of seconds. You know, if you know there's an enemy, and there was this sound, and there's my team, you have to decide where to go in order to kill someone or not to get killed. So this is a strategic decision, and this is a skill you develop just by playing a video game. And that's, for me, it's awesome. You know, this is a skill I wouldn't have developed in the real world, probably. Only if I had gone to the military, but, you know, I wouldn't want to do that. So we have two things: developing weird skills that might probably be, you know, not needy, sorry, that might probably come in handy if you ever have to face a large amount of enemies or something like that. You know what I mean. And you actually met people all over the world, on the internet, on whatever, on YouTube. So, okay, YouTube is part of the internet, forget what I said. So, back to the question. I don't think video games are a real waste of time. You know, even if, when I was younger, when I was playing Counter-Strike Source really all the time, I was playing Counter-Strike Source up to, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous, and I was so freaking tired, and sometimes I maybe studied not enough just because I was playing video games. But I didn't play the video games because they were so awesome. You know, a game like Modern Warfare 3 is not so awesome, or a game like Counter-Strike Source, it is not that awesome. You can't just play these games for, you know, 2 days in a row. They are not that awesome. But if you have people you are playing with, these games are just awesome, and that's why I love Battlefield 3 at the moment. Just because I can play with one guy for 3 hours and it's still awesome. I have someone to talk to. So, what's your opinion on video games, or if they are a waste of time? Please tell me in the comment section, leave a rating for this video, it would really help me out. Share it, favorite it, I don't know. And yeah, that was it for this commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Lost Link, signing out.